Hello, everyone, and good afternoon in there. And I'm Wang Zijun, an undergraduate student from Tsinghua University, China. And the title of my project is The Wilderness Artiscovered Landscape. And my design originates from the history and culture of this place. In the 1990s, the north gate of my school, Tsinghua University, was a vast field where a group of artists from the painter village of Yuan, one of the most famous royal gardens in China, gathered to form a spontaneous artists group. Due to the nature of the campus boundary and the frequent exchanges that took place, the artists group brought a free artistic atmosphere to our university students. And the man on the left in first picture is Dong Gong, one of the most famous contemporary architect in China. And as the city and campus expanded, the art community gradually disappeared. In the midst of policy changes, a group of artists mostly followed a large group to Tongzhou, the suburbs of Beijing. And the culture and artistic atmosphere that had already been formed at Tsinghua North Gates. In fact, a very large number of artists group. Here, they experienced the transformation of their lives and left indelible footprints of their thoughts. Yeah. And based on this historical character of Tsinghua power plant, we hope to set up an art park with a relaxed and comfortable atmosphere at the boundary of my campus. In the same way as the 798 Art Park in Beijing, we hope to take the opportunity of the renovation of this plant to provide new artists with a material space for their creations. The following two diagrams shows the landscape pattern of this site, which is located in the heart of the Three Hills and Five Gardens in Haidian district of Beijing, and correspond to the surrounding country parks in the vicinity of the Yuan Garden. Yeah. And the original site of the building was the old Tsinghua power plant, which is no longer in use now. And we hope to transform it into a charging station and energy space for our campus and the community. Near the old power plant is Tsinghua University River and Greenbelt. We try to put the waterfront green landscape of the campus into the city and serve the people, old people and students in the neighborhood. Inside the site, current situation of this site present a flooding problems. Each power plant encloses a centripetal space inside the site, and the north to south traffic can be organized through the tall and long direction plant, but the east to west traffic is blocked by the various types of small cottages around the plant. Although the east and west sides are surrounded by the campus landscape, the good orientation is blocked by the existing building inside in the factory. So for my idea, artist-covered landscape means we try to make landscape-covered art. We focus on ecologically sustainable architectural design with large green roof that create public space for users to and contribute to the carbon decrease of the city. Yeah, in order to solve the problem of overcrowding of the original building within the site, we try to bury most of the function into the ground. And a large area of ground landscape are floated on the former site of the power plant. The grassland cover the original factory and a lot of creative space. So our foam generation is divided in two parts. The first is the treatment of the landscape within the site. Take into account the existing site conditions, we bury the large number of new buildings volume into the ground, on top of which we generate a possible path to organize the traffic. Yeah. And limited the undulating grass loop, which fold out into a roof terrace that can be occupied by people to appreciate the scenery. On another level, we try to restore the original atmosphere of Tsinghua's art community on this site. Firstly, we respect the original material of the site and preserving the original brick and concrete house and placing the platform in them, building a new small workbox belonging to the artist community and on the grass to realize the connection of the art community and the factory. Yeah. So in the bird's eye view rendering, we can clearly see the relationship between the building and the surrounding site. Around the building, many surrounded by Tsinghua's residential community, and residents passing through the neighborhood are able to adventurously climb the undulating grasses slopes, yeah, roaming between them and walk through them and enjoy the artworks of the resident art community. As can be seen from the master plan, the building site is located at the boundary of the Tsinghua North Gate, which we have tried to transform from a single gate into a flexible landscape park. We use the original road network that can be crossed on foot, and at the same time, our landscape design on the slope also combines the actual factors for pedestrian and vehicle traffic to provide people with a variety of suitable working experience. So next in the traffic level, we have a range of flow line around the buildings in the control of the architecture axis. We fully respect the original architecture texture of this site and use this as the basic of the control grid to limit our front and modulus of our buildings and to plan for a reasonable landscape orientation. In terms of the functional planning of the building, the central area of this factory are the core of the building, so and serve as a community of the artists, and then the area for exhibitions. And while the area near the campus and the east side serve as a student center. And in the west side, artworks are scattered on the endless grassy slopes called wilderness. Yeah, and where people can freely stroll through, admire the artworks, and feel the nature and the wilderness. And in terms of planning, the first floor is mainly for the artist studio and community functions with the commercial shops, and on the west side, a student activity center and a large lecture hall on the east side, and some artist studios and indoor exhibition halls are in the central part. In the plan of B1 floor, on the west side, we have moved the original above-ground car park into this floor, while in the middle of the site is our art production workshop. A large number of art processing and art creation space are placed in it, and several indoor courtyards are set up to open to outdoors. Yeah, and giving the artists more free space for creation. And the east side of the building opens up to the river bank for students' free activities and exhibitions. At the same time, we have fully considered the impact of original foundation on our underground operations. So the new building volume also avoids all possible foundation of original factory. And the second and third floor are mainly for the renovation of the existing factories. We have arranged many artist studios. And the old factory building has been transformed into a core exhibition space for hanging special objects or graffiti art. Yeah, injecting new artist vitality into the old factory. So in the east to west direction, the horizontality of my building is fully reflected, and the folding and undulating roofs are intertwined with the original factory buildings, so that the atmosphere of art and the industrial legacy are intertwined each other and in the green and ecological wilderness of the North Gate. And next, in the terms of detail of the building, we firstly set up a patio area for lighting, which effectively enhance the comfort of the underground floor space. And meanwhile, in the external of the building, the interface mode of colonnade is and glass curtain wall is used to open up the public space to the outside world, which optimize the working experience of the residents and in the surrounding area. In addition, we set a slope according to the landscape orientation of the surrounding environment and forming counterpoints to the Tsinghua campus and using the roofs of the factory to form a viewing platform for visitors to stay and rest. So in the area along the river, we break the original river bank by downward the pressure, forming a more open waterfront platform, a grassy slope for visitors to rest, and a square in front of the underground exhibition hall. The grass at the back extend higher up, on which we set up an open multi-purpose hall, which provides a perspective for the building to back and at the whole Tsinghua campus. And inside the building, which is surrounded by industrial factories, we set up a sunken courtyard, which becomes the gateway to the south of the building. And in the courtyard, the elder students, the artists, the tourists can freely communicate and interact with each other. And this is a social stage between the factories and neighborhood residents. In addition to the sunken stage, in the core, the building internal green courtyards of various sizes are waiting to be discovered, all of which are freely stand for artists to create their own work. And in the center of site, the original chimneys have been retained and the original gallery bridges have been further modified. The slope creates a window to the west from the grass slopes of the field in the near distance to the west mountains of Beijing in the far distance can be gathered here. And below the grass, the west side of the space opens up to the school river and becomes a large exhibition center, open to the community and the campus. And the original power generation concrete plant has been transformed into an industrial museum to house the original heritage and related industrial artifact. Yeah, and power plant has witnessed the development of Tsinghua University over the years and has recorded the industrial changes in China's capital city, Beijing. The old red brick factory building has been transformed into a new gallery to house the works of Tsinghua Northgate Art Group, the core of Tsinghua's time 30 years ago. So, based on the functionality and the history of the site, we try to revitalize the old power plant with a touch of wild green and restore the enthusiastic art atmosphere of Tsinghua's Northgate. Such a design originates from the students, the old people, the artists, and everyone in my university's Northgate. And we also hope it can serve everyone with a green and open gesture in the context of China's new era. Yeah, together with my coworker Chen Haile from Tsinghua University is also my architecture idol. Yeah, thank you all.